And here we are again. This is Mike Lodge, and I am the business advisor. I'm glad you joined my podcast today. If this is your first time listening to me, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Now, all of you guys out there on Twitter who are going nutso because of the Elon Musk purchase, stop it. Calm down. Take a deep breath. I saw his tweet this morning. Where's it at? I forgot where it's at. Oh, yeah, there it is. I was looking at Twitter this morning and Elon Musk posted and he said, "The bird is freed." Well, let me tell you now, if you read the comments that are behind that tweet, you can see that also the bird is getting a lot of caca. I mean, that caca is dropping from the sky like I've never seen it before. My gosh, you guys, this is a business deal. This is about an individual who believes in free speech, who bought Twitter, who wants to make it fair for everybody, and you guys are going off into the boonies someplace, into your little shacks and becoming idiots. Listen, everybody has the ability to speak freely. Everybody has the ability to also watch how they speak to each other. See, the problem has been is that you and I have lost our ability to communicate with each other in a civil way. So you think that you can go onto Twitter or Facebook or any other media that's out there and just say anything. And you can call people all kinds of names, in which you do. But what does this accomplish? It doesn't accomplish anything except make you look like a fool. The people who are calling other people names are the people who are the fools. The individual who is taking the names and just ignoring it is a guy with wisdom, or a girl with wisdom. Because you just don't respond to foolishness. So all of you that are so upset about this and are wringing your hands and tearing your clothes off and shouting out loud that the world is ending just because one man has bought a company is absolutely stupid. Why are you not out there yelling about other companies who go woke and it could almost destroy the companies? In fact, that's what happened with Twitter. They went woke inside and they destroyed the company because what happened is that they lost the focus of what the company was all about. Instead, they wanted to push their own political agenda. Once you start doing a political agenda in a business or a corporation, in a church, in a school, you become a disaster zone. And that's what happened with Twitter, is that once they brought in their own politics into it, and not a fairness, but their own political agenda, they destroyed the company. They forgot about their advertisers. They forgot about their users. They forgot about everybody. Instead, they made up this big old deal that they were God's gift to words, God's gift to communication, and started to make their own decisions on what you and I were saying. And it was not even. I mean, you had people that were from terrorist organizations making threats and statements. They were never shut down. But politicians in our country were shut down. Individuals who expressed their opinion were shut down. Now, I understand hate. We all understand hate. We all also understand what is the difference between good and evil. And a lot of you guys are out there practicing evil. And what does that do? It just creates more and more hysteria. And those of you who are commenting on this purchase and make it into political situations, you're absolutely nuts. This is a business deal. A businessman has come into a business. He's going to make changes. He's going to let people go, which he did. He let the CEO and the CFO, they all went. The legal team went because they had to go. That is the right of the new owner when he comes in. The next thing that's going to happen is they are going to begin starting to decide who is going to stay and who's not going to stay, who's productive and who's not productive, who's giving to the organization and who's taking from the organization, who's being woke and who's not being woke. Excuse me. So that is where Elon Musk gets to make his decision. He's the owner now. He's putting together all these teams. I love the way he puts together teams so that he can make this Twitter thing a success. I mean, it is a success, basically, except it's gotten out of control. Because all of you decide to be morons and start to call each other names and threaten each other. You completely destroy the whole company based upon your political agendas. Now listen, if you want to talk about politics, you better have a good argument. And you better be able to listen to the other individual and be able to think about what they're saying before you make a comment back. Forget about this nonsense of you're right and they're wrong. Because let me tell you something. For those of you who are wrong, there's a lot of people out there that are right. And it's going to be that way for the whole life of this world. So you got to get along. You got to start acting like adults instead of like children. I mean, honestly, I see some of these comments out there, and they are idiotic. They are childish. It's like mean girls and mean boys out in the playground trying to be the bullies. Stop it. Start listening. Start thinking. Then respond. If you truly believe in something, you can explain your position. But if you don't know what you're talking about, it shows that you do not know your position. So you got to do some more thinking here. You got to be more responsible. Because now you've got a CEO here that's not going to take this nonsense, especially from employees. And he's not going to take the nonsense from people who are not making any sense. Think about what you're saying. Think about what other people are saying. Come to a middle ground at least. That's the mediator part of me coming out. But we have a problem. And that problem is, gosh, I look at these comments. The bird is freed. And all of a sudden we see a whole bunch of nutty people come out. Oh, I like this one. It says, can Canadians be funny again on here? Please, Canadians, don't. I mean, there's a whole bunch. I mean, it just goes on and on for pages and pages and pages. And it just amazes me. This Twitter is a business. And these people on the team of Elon Musk are running this as a business. This isn't your company. You don't have the right to say what should and shouldn't happen. But you do have the right to protect freedom of speech. And you do have the right to argue for the right of freedom of speech. I saw one individual on that tweet of Elon Musk that says, you Americans are going to rethink this because freedom of speech isn't all that good. Well, yes, it is. Freedom of speech is what we change things with. It's how we change our governments. It's how we change our schools. It's how we change our communities. Because of this thing called freedom of speech, we can go up against politicians when they're wrong. That's the love of freedom of speech in America. But you get those kind of comments where, well, you guys aren't going to enjoy this freedom of speech because it really causes trouble. Well, yeah, it does. And that's what we wanted to do. We want to be able to speak out and say, this is wrong and we need to talk about it. And that's really what all of Twitter's about, right? That we talk and we speak and we debate. But what you have taken it to is a new level of hate. And that I blame basically on politicians. Because politicians have this agenda and they're so eager to fulfill their agenda that they hate. They hate everybody who gets in their way. Everybody becomes an enemy. They will not listen to you when you have a good argument. We see it on the right. We see it on the left. We see it both ways. So I think we should all learn something from this Twitter buyout. Is that it is now a lesson to all of us that we need to start thinking about how we communicate with each other. Politics is one of those things where it goes bad very quickly. Remember what they always said, don't talk about religion or politics at the dinner table? Well, it's the same thing on social media. But it's a forum in which we have available to us to be able to talk about the things that are dear to us. A lot of you think very differently from other people. But before you make your statement, make sure that you have put a sound argument together and not just a snide comment of hate about somebody else. If you can't defend your argument, you have no argument. Again, if you can't defend your argument, you have no argument. You just have a name-calling session. So before you post anything, make sure you think about it. Make sure you're pretty sure about what you're saying. Don't just put something out there because you hate the other individual, or you hate their policy, or you hate their religion, or you hate their political thought. Think about what you're saying. Because if you don't start thinking about it, Twitter can go bad very quickly. And when you had a company that had a political agenda inside, it went bad very quickly. Twitter could be a multi-trillion dollar company. It could have as many advertisers as it could, but who would want to advertise on something where people are fighting or they're calling each other names? So really, this Twitter deal is up to you and me. Do we want it to work? Do we want to be able to talk to our opponents in a level, even playing field? Do we want to be able to have a good debate instead of a name-calling session? It's up to us. It's not up to Elon Musk. That's up to us. And if we don't start thinking about what we're doing and being a little bit more ethical and a little bit more professional, Twitter's going to go down the drain again. And it's not because of anything Elon Musk has done. It's because what you and I have done. And if we don't grow up, if we don't start hiding behind the names on the screen and being able to say whatever we want to say, and putting out there the most stupid comments ever. And yes, Canada, you can participate and you can have a great sense of humor. Go for it. I want to hear a Canadian joke. Listen, if you want to have more contact with me, you can go to my website at www.lodge-co.com. Again, that's lodge-co.com. But let's think about this, guys. Today we saw a new owner take over, putting in his own policies and procedures, hiring and firing the people that he wants to run that company, and putting into place a new line of communication that you and I can use and not be stupid at it at the same time. Now, I know that a lot of you are still going to be stupid, but let me warn you fair in advance that if you act stupid, you will be assumed to be stupid. But if you have a sound argument and you come on board and you make that argument clearly and listen to the debate on the other side, you will do very well. You will be one of the smart people. So I look forward to this new buyout. So congratulations to Elon Musk. I'm proud of you. Get going. Clean up the house. Clean whatever you need to do. We're there with you. This is Mike Lodge, the business advisor. I'll talk with you soon. Everybody have a great weekend. Bye-bye.